For decades, people around the world have displayed a range of special powers and abilities. These powered beings came together and built superpowered cities to thrive in. My name is Angus, and I'm a journalist for the Daily Deposit. My partner Sal and I interview the citizens of Super City, investigating incidents and exploits, and helping where we can, holding the powerful accountable. Because heroes don't do paperwork. Geez, any movement up there, Sal?
1 centimeter.
Okay. I was hoping for. You look genuinely excited. I was hoping it was going to be a bit more than that. Maybe I'll just do the opening now,
Okay.
and we'll just stick this on because we're running late. So hello, super citizens, and welcome to Heroes Don't Do Paperwork, the only podcast about events both big and small. Oh fuck, I fucked it up.
It's okay, because we're just going to re-record it.
No, I know. Okay, we're just going to re-record. Okay, I'm sorry. Listeners, we'll just roll with it. Listeners, Sal and I are on our way to interview another person for the podcast, big hero, who, I don't want to ruin the surprise, shall not be named.
Why are you titillating them? It's Gutter Grime. We're going to visit Gutter Grime.
We are going to visit Gutter Grime.
The Gutter Grime.
Yes, this is a big one for us. This is probably one of the biggest guests we've had, certainly since we came back from our interdimensional journey. Gutter Grime is maybe the foremost sewer-based superhero, which we haven't gotten into the undercities, downtown. We talked a bit about downtown, and then the underground dwelling cities.
Yes, the general Oreo shape that can we say Oreo on this show?
Yeah, we could say
the general cookie sandwich shape of our city.
Yeah, if Super City was an ice cream sandwich, the first cookie on the top would be the surface level, and then the ice cream would be downtown, which is a nice I don't know, what would you say, like high class area that lives just below the surface.
It's a high class low area.
Bingo. That's a great way of putting it. And then the bottom cookie is very much a squalor based, a lot of mutants and stuff like that. Sorry, just laws are different here in Super City, so some people are relegated to the sewers and all these kinds of things. And Gutter Grime is one of the big heroes from our subsurface heroes. And we're just kind of running late. So Sal and I were in the van. We figured we'd start recording now.
That way all of our equipment's all nice and primed for the interview.
Bingo. Our equipment being
your body, the various appendages of your body.
Yeah, my fleshy backpack that contains a bunch of podcasting gear.
I've actually so I got a bit of feedback from our last guest. Maybe we refrain from saying "speaking to my flesh microphone."
Okay, was that bad?
It's not bad. Look, I get it. And once it's obvious what you're talking about, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But for someone who doesn't understand your power, it's initially shocking.
No, that's fair. That's a jarring thing. It's probably not the first thing I should say to people when I meet them. I should probably introduce myself. And to be clear, they're normal-ish microphones. They just kind of come out of my flesh, you know? Like I was fused with the podcasting gear. And yeah, it's got a bit of a, slimy quality to it. Oh, actually, speaking of my newfound powers, Sal, check this out.
Oh, what's this? Look at that.
Yeah,
comes right out of the wrist.
Oh yeah, but I can kind of wiggle them. Some of these XLR cables, I can't move them a ton,
right?
But I can
wiggle
them.
They're not fully prehensile.
No, definitely not. But they're prehensile, I would say. I'm building up to them being movable. That I can kind of wiggle
like a baby learning to walk.
Exactly like a baby learning to walk. And speaking of that, my gait has changed considerably since I've had about 60 or 70 pounds added to my back. Like I'm wearing a backpack all the time.
Well, you said you were close to having a breakthrough about being able to produce one of those like camera rig exoskeletons to help distribute the weight too.
Right? Just like a gimbal or like a Steadicam mount. I am working on that. I'm actually looking to see. I've been poking around a lot of the like used superhero like equipment
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just so much back pain. You've noticed I've been coming into work all bruised and beat up and stuff like that, and that's definitely just from just carrying all this extra weight around on my back.
Right. And it's interesting too
Hmm.
because I mean, we're talking about it. Might as well talk about it.
Yeah, go for it.
I pushed back a bit because that's weird. I've lifted heavy things and I
Hmm.
don't come away bruised, but you assure me that this is a regular occurrence with
Yeah.
AV equipment specifically.
Yeah, it's specifically audio equipment, visual equipment, all that stuff. Let's not forget you've got that handy gravitational belt around your waist.
This is
That
true.
probably affects your. I assume that means you can lift stuff. I don't know if I've ever asked you this, but it probably makes lifting, or maybe once something's up and you've lifted it, that initial lift, now you can kind of.
It helps if I want to lift something to waist level, but if I ever want to put something above my head, it actually acts as a dead.
Yeah. So so say you're presented with, like, I don't know, you drop a piece of food on the ground and you want to do the 5-second rule. So going
All I
down,
actually have to do is squat down, and it just picks it up for me.
and then it gets sucked up to your waist, and then to go the rest of the way from your waist to your mouth, you have to pull pretty hard to get it up there.
So much like a spaceship leaving Earth's gravity, I do need to maintain an escape velocity
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get food to my
yeah,
mouth.
yeah. I mean, Sal, I know you generally try to hide it, but I have seen you give yourself a black eye a
Mhm.
couple times. Just
Mhm.
a grape or something has fallen into your and you're
The
pulling on it.
fall off of gravitational pull once I get past the escape vector is
Hmm.
sudden and immediate. So there are times where I misjudge it. I
Hmm.
once was eating a particularly dense date, and
Oh, really?
I gave
Yeah.
a little bit too much oomph, and I
No,
broke my nose.
oh no, this was recently, wasn't it?
Yes, well, I
Yeah,
mean,
I only say that because of the bandage on your nose.
thank you for not, thank you for not constantly bringing it up.
So, I'm sorry.
No, no, it's
It's
I
good.
mean, we're talking about it. If we're going to talk about it, let's
Yeah,
talk about it.
I like this approach. You're like, if we're talking about it, let's talk. If we've already started talking about it, let's talk about it.
So yes, I recently was eating a very and it's important for the listeners to understand. This
Hmm.
date I was trying to eat
Hmm.
was incredibly dense.
Do dates have pits? Is that like a stone fruit?
Well, here's the frustrating part: is I didn't even get to eat it because
Oh
I hit
no.
myself so hard that I had to go to the hospital, and the date bounced away from me. So I still don't know. I have yet to taste a date.
Bad
They're
date.
just there are just a hard fruit for me to eat.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Oh! I see a car moving up ahead of us. Go, go, go! Oh,
Oh, someone just pulled in front of us.
god damn it! God damn it!
Oh wait, hold
Um,
on, they're backing up. I'm actually gonna have to back up to
let's
accommodate them.
back up to we
Oh, man.
cannot get backed up twice in 2 weeks. This is not backed into twice in 2 weeks.
Yeah, no.
Wow, fuck. Is there like a parade or something going on? Like, what's all this traffic?
Hmm. I don't know. This is the frustrating thing about any traffic jam I've ever been in, is that I never know what causes it till I get to the front of the jam.
It's true. It's true. Oh, maybe later. Maybe later we'll finally see what's caused the jam. I guess it's gonna be a while before we start moving. So maybe we just chill for a minute and.
Sure, I have a game. I have a game.
Oh yeah, we can
I'm
play a
gonna
game.
bang on the steering wheel, and you tell me which rhythm I'm banging and what song it's from.
Okay. Okay.
All right, here I go.
Wait. Do it again. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Oh.
You know, I have exceptional digestive powers.
Really?
Hmm.
Like you can break down food really well, or like a good metabolism. What are we talking about here?
So thanks to my gravitational belt,
Yeah.
it constantly swirls and swishes the food around in my tummy, just allowing it to break down better.
Oh.
And
Oh, it's like,
you know,
okay.
it's really good for digestion.
Yeah. So like a convection oven, it uses fans to like swirl the heat around an oven to kind of get more.
This is
so
like a convection stomach.
Yeah. So it's constantly stirring.
Stirring stomach acid around the things I've eaten.
Nice. Oh wow, that sounds handy. I don't know. When you throw up, does it come out in like a spiral?
Actually, yeah, it comes out easier because so if you've ever had a 2-liter bottle of whatever, I'll say soda in this instance.
Oh yeah.
And you're trying to empty it, you may notice that it sputters and spills out if it's too full. But if you give it a spin, and get that cyclone going, it empties much faster because you're making full use of the opening. In much that same way, my vomiting is peer to none. I'm an expert vomiter.
Yeah, you could get it like through the eye of a needle. You could just like. Now
and it all comes out in like an instant.
Now I have to ask.
Would impress.
Is that just in that direction, or are we talking like Sal's
coming
private bathroom? Bathroom time.
Actually,
you don't have to answer that if you don't want to.
Well, I'll try to be discreet about it, but in much the same way that things I tried to get up above my head, have difficulty leaving my gravitational pull, things trying to leave the other end.
Yeah, it can be tough sometimes.
It can be very tough sometimes. Once again, it's just about maintaining escape velocity.
Hi everyone, I'm Tong.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Laura.
And we are
Disney Dummies!
Look, we know there are Disney superfans out there, but even the superest of fans could still be Disney dummies.
That's why the three of us are on a quest to watch every single animated theatrical release in chronological order, from Snow White all the way to whatever's out right now.
We dive into each movie in detail, talking about fun facts, talking about the animation, hit you with some hot takes, our favorite reviews on the internet.
We even talk about who fucks.
I still can't believe that's an actual segment.
So join us every second Wednesday for another episode of Disney Dummies.
And Pixar pals when we finally catch up.
Yeah. Brought to you by the fairy tale whimsical depths of the Pod Cavern.
I've been drinking this new energy drink lately.
Okay.
Yeah, that like psychopath fuel or whatever the stuff I was drinking before in the
one that
can.
glows. Yeah.
Yeah, that one got discontinued. They said it was dangerous or something. I don't. But I got this other one now, which is just called Liquid Fight, and it gives me really really bad heartburn. But it really amps me up. Like and I sweat a lot when I drink it, but nothing gets me more I don't know, awake, I would say. Like I drink one of these and I don't.
Let me just read the ingredients.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
One of the ingredients is kerosene.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I assume that's like from carrots or something.
Actually, I don't know where kerosene comes from. Could very well it comes from carrots. I don't know. Not a chemist.
Yeah. What's it? I don't think it's not too bad for sugar, is it? Because I'm trying to watch. I'm trying to like.
Oh, interesting. It's actually sugar free.
That's good.
They've substituted it. Well, that can't be right. Just as plutonium.
Oh no, that's not good. Oh boy.
I imagine it's calorically dense.
No, it probably
pretty
is.
Energy efficient.
That must be where the glow is coming from. Hopefully that's not. Maybe that explains kind of the change in my powers. I don't know.
That's an interesting take. A lot. We're still recording, right?
Oh yeah, I'm just rolling through the whole.
This will be great. A lot of heroes and villains attempt to augment their powers in various ways. Some very sensible ways of approaching it. Those who have super strength just keep trying to test that strength more and more and more. But those who have powers that are a little more nebulous, you're a great example. It's always kind of a constant experimentation to figure out how to make that power better. And maybe this is just something you could start tapping into. Is just pumping yourself full of strange chemicals.
just to see what happens. Yeah. You know, I like how my powers are developing. Like I was talking about, I got a little bit of wiggle movement now coming from the XLR cables. I'm gonna just take my time. I'm not gonna stop drinking Liquid Fight, but we'll see what happens. Actually, thinking of people that augmented their powers. Do you remember the human stilt? there's
The
this
humans
guy.
still.
The humans still. Well, there's this guy, and his superpowers was he just had stilts that he would walk around on, but then people kept breaking the stilts, and so he just kept getting that heightening surgery, where they just keep adding segments to your shin bones.
Yep.
And then he got real tall.
He got really tall.
He got really tall, and then you know what happened after that.
The problem is that as an individual gets taller, but they don't change where they live, the ceiling fan grows ever closer.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's actually a good. This is a good PSA for everyone in Super City, or I guess people around the world. Just watch out where that ceiling fan's at. You know, you never know when you're gonna come home
Like
and just
modern day Icarus.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I spy with my little eye
Come on.
something that is wriggling.
Yeah. It's it's the giant human maggot outside. Like we've been next to this thing for an hour.
It occupies so much
It's-
of my vision.
I understand, and it's hard. It's hard because like it's rude to stare, but like our car hasn't moved for the last 35-40 minutes. We've been up
Pretty
next
much.
to this thing for an hour. It's a human-sized maggot on the sidewalk, just going about his day. But they are just I'm gonna go ahead and say it, profoundly upsetting. It is a giant wriggling mass. Not that unlike my backpack made of flesh, but
And
know,
let's
there's
be
just something
let's be
worse
clear
about
to
this.
our listeners here. We have nothing against the more maggoty individuals of Super City.
of course.
Whether you're a maggot, whether you're a human-sized maggot or a maggot-sized human,
Yeah.
live your life.
Yeah.
That
This-
said, I am still entitled to feel how I feel. And
Well-
I feel like it's a little icky. I don't like
Yeah.
maggots when they're crawling around my garbage can. I don't know why that opinion should change when I see them on a sidewalk.
Yes. Well, and I think the thing that ultimately the most disgusting thing about this maggot here is just how right-wing they are. You know, they're just clearly so. They're just so overtly right-wing. Obviously, everyone gets to speak their opinion in Super City, so you're going to get people that you don't agree with.
But why and how is this maggot literally leaving a trail of its filth
Yeah.
behind it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Frankly, it's ruining red baseball caps too. I used to love wearing just a nice bright red baseball cap, and this thing's just ruining it.
I'm gonna say something.
No.
Now I'm gonna lean my head out and I'm gonna say something.
Okay, but
Problem is,
just
it's
no.
on your side of the car, so I'm gonna have to lean over
I
you.
know, and it's not like we can zoom away. Okay, fine. Okay, I'll roll the window down. 1 second.
You with the red hat and the slimy trail. Yeah, you. Knock it off. Roll it up, roll it up. Roll it.
Oh, he seems pissed, but he's moving so slowly. I think we'll be fine.
Oh wait, he's changing direction. Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
If we're not able to get out of here in 12, 15 minutes,
Oh,
that
no.
maggot is gonna be all over us.
Oh no, he's just gonna leave a slime trail all over your car. That'll ruin the paint. Oh, we got it. Okay.
Quick, ask him to speak into your flash microphone. See if it scares him off.
Maybe if you signal, we can change lanes and kind of get up ahead a little bit.
We've had this conversation. I can't even care to count. It is more efficient to remain in the same lane.
I know, it's just like we're close to the sidewalk. I figured maybe if there's something blocking us up ahead, it's probably in this lane, you know. But then,
Look,
you're
the
right.
minute I switch lanes over one to the right, that lane is going to go to a standstill, and then the lane we're in is going to start moving forward.
No, you're right. You're right. Murphy's Law.
Now, let's have this conversation. There's another lane we haven't considered. We've been thinking too far inside the box. What if we were to drive on the sidewalk?
Okay, well, I don't know if the people would like that, but it's.
I have been in traffic with you for 2 hours.
Yeah, it's been 2
2 hours.
Yeah.
I need a change of scene.
Okay. It's just okay. Well, how about this?
This is a big thing for me because I'm a huge rule follower. I'm not sure if you know this about
No,
me.
I do.
And I'm willing to break the rule.
I'm just wondering if this maybe has anything to do with your kind of your khaki road warrior aesthetic right now. If that's not kind of feeding into this rebellious spirit you've got going on, you know? It looks good, by the way. Like, I dig it.
Thank you. It should please our listeners that I have stopped doing the tiger face paint. We were getting a lot of emails about that.
Yeah.
So that has ended. And you know what? It's not fair to plead ignorance, but I honestly didn't know better. But now I do, and I've stopped.
Exactly. We learned, and then we changed our behavior.
But going back to what you were saying, yes, in the clothes maketh the man, and these clothes are makething me into a bit of a renegade.
Are these are fake skulls, right? On your shoulders? Why won't you look me in the eye? Wait. One of them is?
One of them is.
What does that mean? So the other one's real?
The other one is real. But I dare you to try and guess which one is real.
Is it this one? The one with the blood on it?
You got it. You got it in one.
Well, you know, I've since living in Super City, I've actually seen a lot of exposed skull. Just all the hero fights and accents going on. You know. Plus the other one, it's clearly from some kind of like Halloween store. Oh, it's laughing. Oh, good, it's laughing.
It's one of the motion activated.
Yeah, it's good. Good, I'm glad. Is that gonna stop, or is that just gonna keep?
Depends on if you keep making motion. Yeah.
Okay, well, what if? Okay, it's still going.
It is still going. Why is it not stopping? I was mistaken. That is the real one, and it does appear to be possessed. The issue with wearing skulls or any real bone-ass clothing is that a ghost is likely to haunt it, and now you are possessed.
Well, there's a lot of necromancy going on.
There's a lot of necromancy going on.
So much necromancy in Super City. It's
one
wild.
of the trends of today that I'm not for it. You know what? I'll take a stance. I'm not pro necromancy.
Yeah.
But
brave.
It just like there's just so many stores, so many businesses catering to that lifestyle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
Have you gotten stuck behind any skeletons in the grocery line? And it's just like, so you're at the grocery store, there's necromancers shopping, and they get a skeleton to hold their place in line for them. Like, what the fuck is even that? Like, what the hell?
And then inevitably they always get to the front and they're talking to the cashiers like, oh, and I'll take this side of ribs, and they bring their skeleton buddy over, and it's like, okay, we haven't heard that joke.
I swear, every time someone does that, I see the checkout person die a little inside.
And that's what they're banking on.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what sustains the necromantic energy.
Well, and then I get out to the parking lot, right? I get out to the parking lot and I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me use the van to get some groceries and stuff like that.
No worries. That's the beauty of living out of your car. Your apartment's always with you.
It's great, right? So I go and I throw a bunch of stuff in the back for us to snack on and stuff, and then you never guess who's going to be parked next to us. It's always the necromancer, and they've got that big old flesh golem. They rip that thing open. They stuff all their stuff inside of it. It's just gross, man.
It's just disgusting.
A lot of flesh talk.
A lot of flesh talk today. But you know, this is what the podcast is. It's about the events, both big and small.
It's true.
Fleshy and metallic of Super City.
It's true. It's true.
And these days, it just so happens to be fleshy. I think it's important for our listeners to understand that we haven't been shy about talking about how much of a dystopia Super City has become.
Yeah.
But it's not your typical cyberpunk, neon fusion.
God, I wish.
Dystopia. No, it's more of like a fleshy body horror dystopia.
There's a lot. We've definitely. There's been a lot of body horror lately, and not just in certain districts. It's kind of spread out everywhere. It's a new fad.
It's a new fad. It's a fad. It's a fad.
It's a fad. It'll become because what was this? We had a fad 3 years ago. Everyone was so into replacing their parts with robotic limbs and stuff like that. Very, like you said, very like cyberpunky.
Very cyberpunky, very
all
neat.
that stuff. Yep. And now
And then
flesh is
inevitably, and it just kind of goes part and parcel with replacing your body parts with mechanical limbs. Is eventually you get tired of it, and then you want to switch back, but your only option at that point is horrific flesh monstrosities. No one's just selling an arm.
Yeah.
It's always, oh, here's an arm with bone spurs.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I don't know why it is, but I'm not in that business. You know,
I
maybe
hate the
there's
sound.
an expose there that we could do.
Ooh, maybe, because I hate the sound. Someone walks, you're in a nice saloon, and someone walks in and they've got bone spurs, and those are just clicking and clacking all over the
Like
place.
a
I hate it.
castanets walk into a bar.
Yeah, I'm like, no, thank you. Why don't you go somewhere else?
I know we've done a lot of bone talk, but I just got one. So there are, of course, a number of individuals with necromancy powers that both fight for the sides of good and evil. And I'm, that struggle is not what I'm just bones or skeletons seems like such an ineffective way of fighting. You know what? I don't know much about necromancy. This may be my ignorance talking, but without muscles, skeletons are really weak.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well,
it's very hard to fight someone with just bones.
Yeah.
Unless you're using them as like a glove.
Yeah. So. I don't. I got. It was an attempted mugging. I went down an alley. I was late for work the other day, so I cut through an alley and I got jumped by a couple skeletons. And honestly, it was pretty pathetic. I've got like the sharp field training and stuff like that, so I can throw a punch or two, but really, like, I didn't even have to. I kind of just kept walking, and they kept trying to cling to me, and they don't weigh anything. They're just bone.
They're so light.
Yeah.
The heaviest parts of the human body are all the muscle and water and tissue. Like
exactly.
Bones are nothing.
Yeah. So it just, I kind of felt bad. I gave him a couple bucks, but it just, like, I felt bad, really, mostly.
We have seen some truly epic fights in our times in Super City. We've seen robots and giants. We've seen
dinosaurs,
deities made manifest.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The saddest fights are when two necromancers are pitted against each other and they have their little bone buddies going at it. And it looks like just a little slap fight between 12-year-olds.
Do you remember the Bone Zone, that necromancer bar?
Yes.
It was so sad. There was a fight. Those guys are just so eager. Well, because it's guys that don't have friends, right? And ladies, it's people that don't have friends, and so they've got to manifest a bunch of dead people that have to stick around with them.
It's always about who has the larger bone posse. It's just a big bone waving contest.
I picked up a couple shifts. I don't know if I told you this, but I picked up a couple shifts at the Bone Zone waiting tables, just trying to make some extra cash. And you're not gonna believe this, but it's a table of 12. Only one of them is drinking. The other ones are just sitting there getting water. They don't even touch it.
They insist you treat all of their summons as patrons as equally as any other paying customer.
Yeah, and it's just.
And then you're like, all right, I will make the kind gesture of collecting payment from your bone buddies.
Yeah, totally.
And then he puts some knuckle bones in your fingers like it's money.
And this is not to say anything against. We definitely have met fully intelligent, sentient skeleton people, but these this cannon fodder, these lifeless skeleton stuff that just kind of walk around and clack around, it sucks, guys. It's just it's inflating everything. It's bad.
It's true. It's definitely straining the rental system. Because,
absolutely.
Like all of the places that can accommodate three bedrooms, they're all being booked up by necromancers.
Yeah, they get a closet and they literally fill it with skeletons. It's so disappointing. It's so disappointing. Did you catch New Wives the other night? Wives of Super City?
Oh man,
have you caught any of the new season yet? Oh, you have?
It's phenomenal. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
There's not a lot of good things about dystopia, but Wives of Super City is the best part.
Well, and I like the whole thing of like, okay, we've got to figure out which, you've taken one of the wives from the previous seasons, Tabitha, and you've cloned her 8 times, and you put them all in one house, and you got to figure out which one's the original. It's such a good gimmick.
I'll level with you. When they said that Goozer was riding the big goo train in heaven,
You were sad.
I was about to write off the entire series,
I
but
agree.
it is so compelling to watch a woman whose every extremity is a knife.
Yeah.
Just have it out with herself, and that's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Is that each one of them
Mm-hmm.
knows all the dirty laundry because they're all the same entity.
Yeah.
It's just the stuff that's coming out. It's insanity.
It's big stuff. Well, and I don't know if you heard about this at all, but did you hear Goozer's getting a spinoff?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are they going to use a necromancer to summon Goozer from the dead?
That is the downside. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the downside. So Goozer's they're in talks right now with Goozer's spirit. Nothing concrete yet. Sometimes this stuff falls through sometimes, but they're talking to Goozer's spirit up in the in the sky,
or wherever.
or wherever.
Really?
I'm sorry. I just spilled water all over the interior of your car.
Oh,
it's still spilling everywhere. Okay, that's on me. No, I got excited. Goozer
okay,
at the potential of a Goozer spinoff.
I would love a Goozer spinoff. And really, if they do manage to pull off the summon, it would be great because that's two separate types of goo. Goozer's original goo, and then ectoplasm.
Well, that could be interesting. It's like I don't want any spoilers, but
Goose heads. It's a good time to be in Super City. So you're not gonna mop up the water. You're just gonna let it.
No, I'm rubbing my feet on it. Like I can't. I'd have to unbuckle to get to it. You know.
You're not moving. It's fine.
I just doesn't feel safe. You know what I mean?
Unbuckle your seat.
Okay.
Wipe up the mess you made.
Do you have anything for me to wipe it up with?
Here, take this. Take my tearaway khaki lower leg.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Just rip it. It's fine.
Just rip it. Okay. I thought it would unzip at the knee, maybe.
No, it's all Velcro.
No. Okay. All right. Okay. This is actually quite absorbent. Thank you. I'll get this all cleaned up.
Oh, we're moving.
Oh, good.
Oh, sunbreak.
Oh.
Did I get you on that one?
Yeah. Is it bleeding? I feel like I hit my nose pretty hard on the dash.
Oh, now you're getting blood all over my car.
Okay, that's not my fault. Ooh, this burgundy looks great.
Maybe I should redo this interior in burgundy.
Yeah, just bloody.
I mean, I'll have to because there's blood everywhere now.
It's just localized to the passenger seat. It's okay.
I wish I had the chance to marry Goozer.
Really? You think you and Goozer would get along?
I know Goozer and I would get along.
Well, never say never, man. Especially if Goozer gets summoned back to life. We could do a podcast
I think
episode.
having to have a necromancer be an intermediary for my relationship to work would be a deal breaker.
Yeah, because it kind of becomes a throuple. Once someone's resurrected, they do need their necromancer kind of around all the time in case they start to fall apart and stuff.
I'm open to the idea of a throuple, but not with a necromancer.
Not with a necromancer. Good. Well, I'm glad. That's nice. I went and checked out this new arcade the other night.
Oh.
Yeah, you an arcade guy? We've never talked like games, I don't think. Are you like an arcade guy? Pinball?
Big Parcheesi head. I love Parcheesi.
Yes. Like, what about like electric video game? You know what I mean? Like
an electric version of Parcheesi?
I don't know how such a thing would exist. No, I'm thinking more like, you got your fighting games or like a racing game or, sometimes the light guns and stuff or just like a pinball machine.
Well, you tell me about your experience at this arcade, and if it sounds appealing to me, why don't we go sometime?
I would absolutely love to go with you sometime. Yeah.
Okay, sell it really well then.
Okay, it was called Coinmaster's Palace.
Okay.
Down in it is in the Neon District. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. So Neon District, Coinmaster's Palace. We go there. We get a couple coins. I kind of went on my own. Was up late the other night. Down in the dumps, needed to pick me up. So I went. Drank a bunch of Liquid Fight. Obviously, I go to this arcade. And at this point I'm just vibrating, so I just want to play all the games. I get a bunch of tokens. I start off with a dancing game. I don't know if you know this, but like I'm not much of a dancer in real life. But you give me a couple bright arrows to dance on, I dance on those things pretty well.
Okay.
Then there was this simulation thing that I didn't love, to be honest, because it was like a horror thing.
A horror simulation.
Yeah. It just felt so real. Like you sit in this chair, they strap you in. Like the teenagers they've got working there, they strap you in, and then the helmet goes on your head, and then it's like it's like a torture thing. I think I asked for like Pirate Island Adventure, but I think the teenager was like asleep at the wheel. He was pressing the wrong buttons or something, and I get like Torture Farm or something like that, Redneck Torture Farm. So I'm getting chased around the house by this guy with like a face made of flesh, not his own flesh, I should say.
Okay.
Different flesh.
Everyone's wearing a mask made of their own flesh.
Exactly, but most people aren't wearing two. That's where it starts to get unsettling.
Right.
So this guy's chasing me around. I'm hiding and stuff. I get cut up real bad. Chainsaw.
It's not game over at that point.
I wish, because I could feel it. It's a state of the art.
Right into the nervous.
It looks, part of it they made use of all these extra ports I've got on my back. I guess they were able to plug into these and just like make it feel more real.
They said we got the cables. Let's just hook
it up. Let's hook it up. See what happens. It was a lot like what you were saying. We're already talking about it. Let's keep talking about it. So we're already plugging stuff in. Let's just keep plugging more stuff.
Plug it all in. Yeah, I get the instinct. I get it.
Yeah. So then obviously, so it keeps going from there. I get tortured a bunch more. It sucks. It doesn't feel good. I'm really not selling this place. I swear I had fun after this, but it's just like there's some.
This was the low point of an otherwise positive experience. It's
definitely.
So this is the takeaway I'm getting though, is that this is a deep low point. This is a very low point.
Probably a low point for my life, to be honest. It was miserable. But
so with this oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, but then after that, I was able to redeem a bunch of tickets. And I got this cool plush donkey.
Oh, that is actually pretty cute.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's a nice
cost
donkey.
me 8,000 tickets, but
wow.
Yeah.
How many tickets do you get for going through a torture escapade?
The torture game, it was a kind of, that's honestly the ultimate slight against me was that very low ticket payout. I think I got 15 tickets from it.
15 tickets to live through what is tortured. Effectively a torture. Yeah, it's a real torture if you're feeling it.
Yeah, but I do want to go back and I want to try some of those other ones because, like I said, there was Pirate Island Adventure. There was a hang gliding one. There was honestly, they all seem super pleasant. I don't know how I accidentally got the murder one.
Huh. This is so. For this particular game, I'm willing to go along to the arcade if only to ensure that you get the gaming experience you want, almost like an arcade doula.
Totally. Yeah, you can kind of like walk me through the experience.
I'll walk you through it and advocate for your VR experience.
Remind me to breathe and stuff like that, and when to push. Yeah, totally.
But it does seem interesting because if you go to the arcade experience alone, if you don't have anyone there to be your support system at the arcade, you are just subjected to what the whims of whoever's giving you the VR experience.
A bunch of vindictive teenagers.
Yeah, a bunge of vindictive teenagers. So it's interesting.
Yeah. I would like to go back again, though. There was definitely some games I still wanted to play. Like hoop toss, basketball stuff. Good wholesome stuff.
I wonder if... So I played another game when I was a child.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it. It's called Checkers.
Okay, yes. I think I've heard of this game before. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think they would maybe have an arcade version of Checkers that I could play at the arcade?
Oh, actually, you know what they did have? They had a cage where you could play checkers against a chicken.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Chickers. Oh, I totally forgot. You were asking the other day. You've been chasing that
that vigilante around, right?
Yes, this new mysterious, unnamed, unseen vigilante.
Well, I got good news for you, Sal.
Oh,
I think I managed to snag a picture of your vigilante.
you managed to snake a picture of who I am now calling Humpty Dumpty because of the large hump on his back?
Yeah. I got a brief moment to kind of chat with him. He doesn't have like a name yet, and I don't know if he'd like that one very much. It's possible. But yeah, no, I was hanging on some rooftops trying to get some nice pictures of the city, and well, this guy came up and he was asking me all these great questions. It just kind of fit a lot of the MO that like you were talking about with
Right.
this vigilante kind of interrogating
Grueling
people.
interrogation.
Grueling interrogations, really digging to the core of people's trauma and talking to them about it and stuff like that, and like tying them up and stuff like that with some kind of fibrous
Just constantly doing the right thing. Okay.
yeah.
Let me see the photo. Let me see the photo of Humpty
Yeah, no,
Dumpty.
it's right here. Yeah, so no, you can see. It doesn't look that Humpty in it. I don't know. I think it's a pretty good angle, pretty heroic pose on the edge of that building there.
This is a really good. It's obvious it's staged, but it's good. It's good.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So thank you. Well, I told him I was going to take a picture of him. I wanted to maybe help him a bit more with his legitimacy. I told him about you. He seemed very interested.
Can you arrange for me to meet?
I don't want to make any promises yet, but it's very possible we might be able to get you to meet this vigilante of yours. Okay?
Interesting. Okay.
He's a really busy guy right now. He's been through a lot lately. He's just working on stuff. But I will keep in touch with him. I'll try and hook that up for you. Okay?
This is actually perfect because he's poised up here at the top of this building. The headline writes itself: Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
Oh no. Yeah. That's.
And then if he ever has a fall from grace, I've got an excellent
Yeah.
follow-up headline. Do you want to hear it?
Sure. Go ahead.
Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
Yeah. That's good. That is really good. That is really good, and it's good to be prepared for that kind of thing, you know.
And if he ever becomes a sweetheart in the hearts of the citizens of Super City, then we could do something like Humpty Dumpty, okay guy. You know,
or like comes out of his shell, you know, so something over easy. What else?
I see you're starting to lean into the Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying if that's where we're going with this, I just I'll talk to him. I'll maybe see if he's goes by a moniker or something.
Pass him. He can use Humpty Dumpty if he wants to use it.
I will. That's very.
Sorry, I'm making a lot of assumptions. They can use Humpty Dumpty if they would like to use it.
Well, I got his pronouns.
Okay.
Yeah.
He can use it if he would like.
Yeah. Well, that's very generous of you. Next time I talk to him, I will mention that. Okay.
Great.
I will. That's great. Yeah.
Man, I don't always. I don't always like to do this kind of thing. In fact, I like to consider myself a generally positive person, but I'm almost hoping that this new vigilante becomes kind of a renegade. You know, someone who goes against the grain, goes against the established status quo. I don't know what it is. I'm just a sucker for an underdog.
Sal, I could not agree more with you. When in my brief chat with this guy, I just kind of asked him why he was doing what he was doing. Of course, he said he was just trying to do the right thing, and he was out there, and we've come back to a very corrupt Super City. It's worse than it's ever been. So if there's ever was a time for maybe a legitimate hero to rise up from the dregs of society, maybe this is the guy. Hopefully, maybe he can inspire others. Maybe I think that's what he's trying to do ultimately, is inspire others.
Well, he certainly succeeded in inspiring this reporter to keep reporting.
That's great. That's good, because we need people like you, Sal. We need people like you reporting. We need people like me too. Doing podcasts and
we do.
Oh, hang on. Oh, looks like stuff's opening up a bit.
Oh, finally. Oh, man, we're finally going to get to see what caused this monumental traffic jam that has had us in traffic for 5 hours. Wow.
Yeah. Wait. 5 hours? No, that means it's...
8 p.m. Yeah, it's 8.
Yeah, that means the curfew's they locked down the
no,
yeah
the
access.
sewer curfew.
Yeah. Access to the sewers district is locked down today. We won't be able to see crime. What was it? Gutter crime. Oh God, this is embarrassing.
Well, at least our viewers will get to know what caused this enormous disruptive traffic jam.
Of course they will.
We you know what? Let's say it at the same time when we see it.
All right, we're coming up to it now. Oh, and it's oh wait, oh God, I'm spilling water all over myself again. Oh no. Oh, that's fuck the equipment. Oh,
what?
So
You
do the right thing. Hey everybody, Angus here. As always, Sal Bedfellow is played by Matthew Wally. If you like the show and want to support it, or any of the other shows on the Podcavern Network, head on over to podcavern.com and check out our merch store. We've got lots of cool hats, hoodies, t-shirts, stuff like that. Anything you buy there helps us keep the lights on here. Thanks for listening.